Hi guys! So I have yet another unpopular opinion video to make. So I was reading People magazine today, and it made me start thinking, fucking people I know. It made me start thinking, it was talking about the Golden Globe and the whole, like, black dress thing, and everybody, like, you know, which, if you don't know, people wore, like, black dresses in solidarity against, like, sexual, you know, assault. And yes, people should definitely, you know, support victims of sexual assault, like, of course. But here's the thing, here's the odd thing. When it comes to things like rape, it's never you're innocent until proven guilty, you're guilty until proven innocent. And I understand why that is. I mean, no one ever wants to talk to a rape victim and be like, prove it, prove it, prove it. But there also are people that lie. Now, I'm not saying, like, you know, a good amount of people do. Like, probably, like, 3% out of, like, you know, 100% of people that, you know, that say they were raped lie about it. But there are people that lie. And the thing is that when people lie, no one cares. Like, there are people who will lie and literally admit, like, you know, 6 months later when it actually goes to trial that they lied about it. But during this time, this person has been kicked out of college, lost their scholarship, you know, lost everything because someone just happened to lie. You know, there are so many cases of people that, like, literally were in school for, like, a scholarship, would never have gone to school if they didn't get the scholarship. They were accused of, you know, like, a date rape or something, and they lost everything. And when it was proven that it was a lie and this never really happened, nothing happened to the person that lied. They're like, oh, I know what's going on now. Nothing happened to the person that lied. But, or they got, like, a slap in the fucking wrist while this person still lost everything. The college still kicked him out. This happens. And, like, the Melanie Martinez case, like, I have to talk about it because it bugs me. And I'm not a fan of Melanie Martinez, and I didn't know who the fuck, I was going to call her Tiffany. Timothy is either. Like, I don't know who any of these people are. Now, mind you, I know of Melanie Martinez, but I only know her more now because of the whole situation. And I feel like because of that, I'm sort of like a non-biased opinion. So, what Timothy said, now, and here's the thing, in the beginning, if I feel like if this actually happened, there'd be a lot of things I feel that would not have happened, like she wouldn't have acted certain ways, but then again, I've never, luckily, been raped, so I don't know what I would have acted like. But at the same time, if you feel like you were assaulted, why would you go to the internet instead of a counselor, instead of the police, a counselor, you know, a trusted friend, but you go to the internet, and you know that you can't prove it, you know, it happened 2 years ago, all that kind of stuff, but you know you can really hurt her career, and I get that, you're mad. You know, if you really were raped, you're going to be pissed, and you want to do that. But what if you're just pissed? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time somebody did it. And before you kill me, let me explain why I don't believe her. Now, okay. And maybe it's because I'm just a different person, and that's very possible. Maybe she's very intimidated, I guess. She said that Melanie intimidated her. Okay, I get that. I guess. I mean, she's... I don't know. Maybe she just gets intimidated easily. Okay, we can go with that. Now, remember, I'm someone who has massive social anxiety, and people do intimidate me to an extent. Okay, so she said the first night she was at Melanie. I don't know if she lived with Melanie or was at Melanie's house. She was with Melanie, and they were in bed together because they, I guess, were sleeping together. I don't fucking know. And Melanie was trying to sort of like, do you want to have sex with me? Like, sort of like coerce her into sex. And I was, nah, that's not cool. Like, that's gross, and that's a really gross way to act. And it made her really uncomfortable. I mean, Timothy really uncomfortable, and she just wanted to go to sleep, and she kept saying no, and she had a boyfriend, and blah, blah, blah. And they eventually just drop the subject and go to sleep. And I'm like, okay, you know, that's whatever, you know. But then she had this night where she felt super uncomfortable, you know, was trying to, like, be coerced into having sex, and then she goes over the next night again. Now, if she did live there, okay, she went into her bed again, and I'm not blaming her, like, saying, you know, it's your fault if you go into somebody's bed. No, I think that you could be fucking naked and passed out and drunk in front of somebody and that they don't have a right to touch you. However, she was not, you know, drunk. She was not incapacitated. She went into her bed the next night. Same thing happened. Melanie was, you know, even more aggressive, which again is fucking gross. You know, the activity of that is gross. Her aggressiveness is gross. That's something she needs to fucking change. That's fucking gross. It's not okay to act like that. If someone doesn't seem like they want it, they don't want it. Like, if there's not a gleaming 100% yes, let's fucking do this, then you should just back the fuck away. Like, you shouldn't have to coerce anybody into actually fucking touching you. Like, that's just reality. So, and if nothing else, I do feel like Melanie, you know, if this did happen the way she said it, Melanie took advantage of the fact that Timothy is intimidated by her. So anyway, so she said that she, she was trying, Melanie was trying to, like, touch her and get with her and all that kind of stuff. And, she's uncomfortable. And what does she do? She smokes pot. And to me, that's just like, what? You know, like, you're already uncomfortable with someone, they're already trying to, like, be weird and try to have sex with you, and then you get any kind of intoxicator around them seems a little odd, but she smoked pot. She didn't fucking get blackout drunk. She didn't fucking do heroin. She didn't fucking... pot does not incapacitate you or make you not think. It makes you loopy and stupid, but it doesn't make you not be able to think. And then she said that she finally gave up on trying to, thwart her advances and just laid back and, like, let her do whatever. And as sad as that is, and that's a very sad thing that have happened, I definitely think Melanie is gross for that part of it, of course. Like, that's nasty, it's gross. But to call that rape seems a little... I'm gonna get so much shit for this. But to me it seems a little, like, harsh. Not harsh. Like, harsh, actually. It seems like it's taking people who actually were raped to seem like it's nothing. Now, here's the thing. Melanie, performed oral sex on Timothy and inserted a sex toy into her, according to Timothy. This is all Timothy's story. For anyone who hasn't had, who hasn't fucking had lesbian sex, they're both 95 pounds, both skinny, small girls. Why couldn't Timothy have jumped up, slammed her fucking knees against her head, fucking punched her in the face, kicked her, moved her legs? There's so many things that she could have done to fucking hit her. She could have just got the fuck out of the bed. She could have pushed her off. She's not like she was like some 300-pound fucking bull. Like, she was fucking like, they're both 95 pounds small people. And then the same thing with the sex toy. It's a sex toy and a fucking penis is very different. It wasn't attached to her. She's supposed to have to, like, get it out and still have to... There's times that she could have gotten up. There's so many times that she could have been like, fuck you, no, get off me, whatever. And if it was just because of intimidation, yeah, if she was intimidated by Melanie, that's intimidation. Okay, she was intimidated. But that doesn't rape. That's... I don't really know what that is. Because here's the thing, like, if... Now, I would never want to, in a million years, have sex with somebody who wasn't 100% like, let's fucking go. Because that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be comfortable, and everybody wants to do this. So that, in part, is weird and uncomfortable to think about. Like, the fact that, if this is all true, Timothy was not into it, and Mel was, like, didn't care. Like, that's weird. That's not a way you act. Like, that's still, like, you need to get your shit together, Melanie. That's fucked up. But at the same time, Timothy, you didn't say no. You didn't say no. You literally, like, you did, like, and I feel like I'm victim blaming, and I'm not, I guess I am victim blaming, but I don't think she's a victim. That's like, I don't think she's a victim. I think if anything does come into light, and this really did actually happen the way Timothy says, I think Timothy was intimidated, but when does it get to a point that you hold yourself accountable? If you're intimidated by someone, but then you're uncomfortable, you're intimidated, you're made uncomfortable, and then you still go into their bed the next day, and they do the same exact thing, and you stay there, and then you get high with them, and then you stay there, and then you finally just give up. You don't get out of the bed, you don't lay on the floor, I'd fucking get the fuck off me and be like, I'd go lay in the fucking bathroom. I'd go lock myself anywhere I could. I'd fucking punch him in the face, I'd fucking slam my knees together and hit him in the head. Like, I would do something. I would say no loudly every fucking second. I don't understand it. And honestly, besides that, and there is someone who came forward and said that Melanie did the same thing to them. It was sort of like inappropriate and kind of like pushy. And the pushiness is creepy, and the pushiness is just not attractive at all. It's just not something you should do. But the other girl that said that Melanie was kind of like, pushy, did say it was not rape. That she just was like, whatever, and I definitely had pity sex with people where I've just been like, fine. But I chose to have pity sex with that person. It wasn't because I felt forced or intimidated or anything like that. Just, whatever, I don't hurt your feelings, let's go. I wasn't raped. I chose to do that. And I feel like that's what happened in the Timothy situation, if it did happen the way Timothy said. If we go just by Timothy's story, then I feel like she was just sort of like, she had, passive-aggressive sex, if you will. She had, like, pity sex. But here's the thing. Here's the thing I don't understand of the whole situation. Well, I do actually understand it, and that's why I think it's probably a lot more false than true. If this really happened, I would think, first of all, if and I'm going to put myself in this shoe, if I was in somebody's shoes, like, and this actually has happened to me, where I've been around friends, because I don't pick my friends based on their sexuality. I pick my friends based on who they're cool or something I want to talk to. So back in, like, when everyone seems to be experimenting, which is like the college years, I'm fucking stereotyping with this truth. It seems like the college era, everyone's sort of experimenting, and here comes me, the, like, token lesbian or the token bisexual girl in the group of straight girls who might be bi-curious, and I've had a few friends who have tried to, like, mag it, and a few have been like, hell yeah, and a few have been like, no. And the ones I've been no with, and it didn't ruin our friendship, and it didn't fucking destroy anything. I think like one person I stopped talking to because it was really awkward, but we weren't really good friends, you know. But if I was laying in someone's bed, because, you know, I've cuddled with a lot of my friends, like, there's nothing wrong with cuddling. If I was laying in someone's bed and they were like trying to get me to have sex with them, and I was like, no, I have a partner, I have a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend, and they didn't respect that, I probably would have gotten up. But, you know, whatever. Maybe I would just roll around and went to sleep. Okay. But if I went over there the next night, and even if I got stoned with them, because again, pot is not like fucking a date rape drug. It doesn't incapacitate you, it makes you fucking stupid, but it doesn't incapacitate you. So, okay. Even if I'm stoned, if they start touching me and I don't want them to touch me, you better believe me, I'm gonna move their fucking hands off me. Like, you have to take some responsibility for yourself. I'm sorry, but you do. And this can make me a fucking monster. I guess I'm a monster. But you do have to take some responsibility for yourself. That's just reality. So, the fact that she, like, this whole thing happened, she still continued to hang out with Melanie. She, you know, took pictures with her, like, on her tour bus, you know, dressed up like her, took pictures of herself, like handcuffed and, like, next to someone like a sex slave, which is just odd. You know, but that can be seen as, like, oh, well, maybe she's working at her you know, trauma, okay. But the dressing up like her, that's weird. And then the fact that she makes this, like, very, like, vague post of, like, I want to tell a story about someone, but I don't want to say their name, and then ends up saying their name, and has this huge post, and she has this huge post that goes, of course, goes viral, because there are a lot of people who actually really love fucking Melanie Martinez, and most of them are, like, really passionate kids. Makes this whole post, says Melanie Martinez, there's a whole thing about how she was raped, and uses the word rape, and above this post isn't the rape post isn't above it, the rape prevention hotline, the fucking facts about rape, or any way that you can help other people, no. Her song's up there. And, okay, I get you, gotta make your money, boo, I get that. But her song went from 10,000 fucking views on Spotify to 200,000 views on Spotify. Same thing with her video, same thing with everything. She actually got, nobody knew who the fuck Timothy was until this. And a lot of people just jumped on the fucking bandwagon and didn't even think to, like, let me think for myself and what I think's going on, and just took all their shit and destroyed it and said that fucking Melanie's a rapist, and, you know, if you wear whatever shirt, you're a rape apologist and all this stuff. And it's like, wait a minute, like, what happens to innocent until proven guilty? I feel like in rape cases, it's not even a thing. Like, there's no innocent until proven guilty. You're fucking guilty at the end, and that's not true. And it sucks because it's a very gray area. It's an area that nobody wants to be in. Like, nobody wants to be that person asking for proof. Because then it feels like you're, you know, if you are someone who was, you know, victimized, you're like, you know, hurting a victim even more. But at the same time, we do know that people lie. And there has been cases, I mean, for fuck's sake, hi puppy, there have literally been cases, this happened to my friend, actually. My friend's cousin. He was at a party, and they were all, you know, house party, the girl's parents were out. Come on, puppy. The girl's parents were out. They were at a house party. They're all drinking, you know, whatever. And she, you know, the girl who's hosting the party decides to take the cousin, go up to the bedroom, and have sex with him. Now, during this time, her parents actually come home. They just met in the middle of the party. But she's upstairs. She's obviously not paying attention to what's going on in this party. She is caught by her dad and her mother riding my friend's cousin. And instead of, mind you, she's like 16. So instead of, you know, and I do take the age into play in this. Instead of, you know, just admitting the fact that you had sex and moving on with your life, she literally looks at her dad and says, while still on top of him, oh, Daddy, I was raped, I'm sorry. And her dad flips out, of course, because I think the shock of seeing your daughter in a sexual situation, I don't care if your daughter's 16 or 36, you never want to see that. And the fact in general that, you know, you saw, you know, just in general what's going on, and then thinking your daughter got raped, you, of course, are going to attack. But then, even the mom, during the situation, when she walked in on it, was like, that is not rape. That is not rape. There's no way that you were getting raped while you were you don't ride your rapist. You know, unless there's a gun to your head, I would assume that can't really happen. Now, I'm sure, in some rare occasions, maybe it can. But she said this, and she literally pushed this for about 2 weeks or so, and then was like, I lied. You know, and that's not something you passively just fucking lie about. Like, regardless if you, you know, try to, you know, fucking get yourself not in trouble, you ruin somebody's life. You can literally ruin someone's life. And I 100% feel that if you do a false rape allegation, if you say someone raped you who did not rape you, you should go to jail for the amount of time they would have went to jail. Because it does ruin people's life. It is on their record forever. People will always look at that person as a rapist, even though they're not. Even though they're just, you know, they happen to have sex with the wrong person. And, like, consent. Consent is a beautiful fucking thing. And when it comes to, you know, regular sexual occasions, yeah, you can know when somebody doesn't even have to say yes, but you can know when you guys are both into it. But if for a second you're having sex with someone in general, or even doing anything with someone, and they do not seem like they're into it, you need to communicate. You need to talk to them, you know, and talking during sex is awesome anyway. So you should communicate in general. You shouldn't question if the person's actually into it. If you question that, you should probably get the fuck off of them. But when it comes to somebody who's, like, drunk, and like when it comes to two people that are drunk, that also is a lot of times people will cry, will scream rape afterwards when it wasn't rape. Now, if you are both fucking drunk as fuck and you have sex, who is to blame? You know, like, what if you, like, if one person is not drunk and the other one's drunk, well, yeah, the person who's not drunk is definitely the one to blame. But if they're both drunk, I mean, how do you know you don't know anything? And that's the problem. That comes into a big fucking gray area. And a lot of things are gray areas. But no one cares. The minute a male is accused of rape, they are guilty. And they have to prove that they're innocent. But, for all these equality wanting motherfuckers, the minute a woman is, it's like, meh. Now, Melanie was the first time I ever saw a woman that was accused of rape. Like, most people were like, yes, she did it. But another thing that I don't understand, actually, that I forgot about, like, because they're so small, like, there was no, like, and I do actually, even for a fact, know there is a lesbian that lives around this area that has gotten her ass beat many times and keeps needing to fucking do it, and I'm hoping she goes to jail one day, who has been like that, who literally has put stuff in people's drinks, who has been found in bathrooms with, like, half-conscious people trying to fucking do whatever, and she's a piece of shit, and I hope she fucking dies. You know, I hope fucking horrible things happen to her, and I hope she gets caught and goes to jail, and it's really hard to catch, unfortunately, when it comes to, like, lesbian, you know, sex. For force, but that kind of stuff you can obviously tell. When there's some kind of force involved in it, you can tell. But at the same time, listen to what I just said. She's still walking around. People know she's fucking creepy and she's gross and she's done inappropriate things, but she's still walking around with a guy. Would that happen with a guy? No. Think about what you hear about with school kids. Like, you hear about, like, a 14-year-old boy and a 21-year-old, 25-year-old teacher. If it's a woman teacher, like, hell yeah, look at the dude, man. Yeah, man, you're a pimp. If it's a 14-year-old girl and a 21-year-old dude, guy's fucking gross. He's a fucking pedophile. Why the difference? Why is it like, you're a fucking man if you're a 14-year-old boy, but you're fucking, like, you've been molested if you're a 14-year-old girl? It's like, they're both gross. I'm in my 30s. Like, I would never look at... Actually, here, case in point. Where before I met my wife. I met my wife when I was, like, 28-ish, 29, something like that. When I met her, I was talking to somebody. Like, I met somebody on, like, OkCupid, and she was 20, and she was cute, and, like, we got along, we had the same kind of, like, things in common, and we got along, and she was adorable, and blah, blah, and I talked to her for a few days, and, like, she was cool, and I felt like a creep. I felt like such a creep, and I feel like when you're that much older than someone, and, I mean, now, me and my wife have an age difference of 5 years, but at this age, it doesn't matter, but 20 versus 28 is a huge life difference. And I feel like that person has power over the other person. I would have power over the 20-year-old, and I don't want that. That's why so many people freak out about the whole Anisian situation, because Anisian's an older man who likes to... And I don't think he's a pedophile. I think he's like a hebophile, which means you like teenagers. And I think he likes teenagers for the single fact that most teenagers are easily manipulated. I think he just likes people who are easily manipulated. I don't care if you are 30, if you're older than him, if you're easily manipulated, he would be happily to be with you because you're easily manipulated. He likes control. And that's what happens in a lot of these relationships where the person is so much older. But it's such a double standard, because when you see a young boy be treated like that by a woman, it's like, you're a fucking pimp. Like, you rarely see anything happen. The only time I've ever, like, remember a case where it actually happened was that Marie Latour, or whatever her name is, the case from the 90s, who was the teacher who was dating the 14-year-old boy, and they actually stayed together for, like, a decade. But it's still creepy to look at a 14-year-old and think anything besides, like, that's a 14-year-old. I don't know. I think, like, I don't know what the solution to this problem is. I think it's really fucked up. I think if you ever, like, accuse someone of rape where they did not rape you, that you need to rot in fucking hell. You're a piece of shit, and your karma will get you. But at the same time, like, what do you put into play to stop it? Like, there's nothing you put in play. I mean, there's already enough places that you go to and say you were raped, and if you are a certain kind of person, if you happen to be, if you're a prostitute, or if you're a drug addict, or you're a quote-unquote, like, not a person to the cops or what have you, because I definitely believe that, like, prostitutes and, like, drug addicts and anyone who isn't, like, an all-American girl or boy or is not a person to the cops, you don't get taken seriously. Like, a prostitute can get raped. Like, 100%. Like, just because your job is a sex worker does not mean you're not a person anymore. As a sex worker, you're allowed to choose, like, okay, you pay me this money, you have a contract. Like, you pay me this much money and I will do this to you. And if anything else happens, that is not rape. But if they go to a cop and say, hey, I was raped by this dude, they're like, well, he gave you money, you're fine. Because you're not a person anymore. You know, I feel like there's so much that can be involved in this, and, like, this is, like, icing on the cake of this fucking fuck pie. Like, there's not even, like, any good solution to it. There's no answers, and it's just really fucking sad. But it definitely, like, if nothing else, like, I 100% believe if you accuse someone of rape, it needs to go with the permanent record. You need to be treated exactly like the person who would have gotten in trouble treated. And if you are accused of rape and found out later that it's a lie, it should act like nothing has ever happened. You should not lose your scholarships. You should not be kicked out of college. You should not have it on your record. It should not exist anymore because it was a false fucking statement. It was someone who just did it out of bitterness, and I swear to God, there's no reason ever to do that. You're a disgusting person if you do that. And I don't know, guys, tell me what you think. Am I a fucking monster for thinking that Melanie Martinez is probably not guilty? Am I a monster for thinking Timothy would just use that to try to get publicity? Because think about it, I mean, how many people knew about her before this? Am I wrong to think that there's not equality in this? Like, should there be equality, or should women be treated better because they're women? Because they're such a weaker sex? And if you think you're a weaker sex, I mean, are you a feminist? Because don't feminists think it's all equal? I'm not a feminist. But I'm not a feminist because feminists of today are not feminists. They want to be superior. And sorry. I mean, yes, I know there's people who don't feel that way. But your loudest voices are pretty much your voices, so you better check them fucking crazy man-hating ones, and I guess you can go from there. I don't know. Just my opinion, guys. So, what do you think? Leave a comment below, let me know. Or, you know, if you see me in the street, punch me in the face. Either one. Bye.